piggyback on what Victoria saying, like the camaraderie we had from our teammates, what made it the best for me, like the memories. I remember all that stuff. Like me and P, we used to class. Like he used to give people face. I couldn't stand that. He spit that little nasty shit. I couldn't stand it. But he thought he had the right to do it because my coach from high school, him and they were friends. They coached together. So he thought he could, talk to me. You do this, I'm calling Coach Ryan, sending your ass back. Say that.
Why do coaches always say that? I was saying
all the time. All the time.
That's crazy. Yeah. So Cam, talk a little bit about your experience too. Again, because Buck coached you as well, but talking about going from high school and then having to go to
Juco.
Why I keep saying Lackawanna?
It is Lackawanna, yeah.
Okay, to Lackawanna, and then that transition on then going 1AA and going to Delaware State. Talk about that.
So going into Lackawanna, I felt like that prepared me for Del State a lot more. Felt like Del State, that shit to me was easier than Lackawanna going Juco, because Juco, especially you coming in, it's only freshmen and sophomores, and the only time they really redshirting you is if they know, okay, we preparing this guy to be ready for next year to have from 2 years, and then possibly if he's really that guy, he could leave early and have an extra year when he transfers. So coming in my freshman year at Lackawanna, the way that they do the depth chart, it goes like blue. It's like blue, white, black, red. I came in, they had me on red. I'm like, God damn, what's going on? No, I think I was on like black. So it was like third before the fourth string. Then we had camp. They said, Judge, come on real quick. So what's going on? We got a transfer to Texas Tech, Central Michigan. I'm like, all right. So they in there, they running with the reps. I'm on the bottom, like, I'm about to get cut. I just had a concussion. I'm sitting out like, oh, what's going on? So from there, I just knew I was like, all right, it's dog eat dog. Pretty much, you just gotta go hard. And then that's when I started noticing that these dudes from these other states, I was like, they ain't much different. I was like, these dudes was trash. Cause both of them dudes, they actually ended up, I think one of them getting cut off the team. He like robbed somebody from Scranton, like the pizza person, and the other dude, he just wasn't that guy. Like you was able to tell like when we started doing one-on-ones and things like that. So I think like I was redshirted for that whole year. And then we ended up playing the bowl game in Iowa. I think we played Grand Rapids or something, I don't even remember. We won that, but they threw me in there. They threw me in the bowl. I was like, is this going to mess up my red shirt? Because now, if you play the first 4 games or you play 40%, you still get an extra year. So that was supposed to happen, but I mean, I'll go get back to that afterwards with the Del State. But the next year, the DB coach that recruited me, he leaves, so another guy comes in and he brings in all his guys from that were freshmen. So I'm coming in, so I'm starting on the depth chart. The freshman he brings in, he moved them up. So for week 1, I didn't even travel. And I'm a sophomore. I'm like, what the hell going on? I'm not traveling, this and that. Dude, we come at practice. Coach was like, we gonna cover 0. We about to play Georgia Military or something like that. Dude's getting cooked. They throw me in there. I think the guy was going, this receiver 6'6", I think it was Corey Washington. He went to like Shippensburg, and then there was another one, Lonnie Outlaw. He went to Georgia, or getting recruited by Georgia. And I think they both ended up going to the Giants or something like that. But I held them both. They both only had like a total of, I think, 3 catches, 55 yards that game. So from there, that's when I started getting recruited up, and was starting talking to coaches more and more from there. But the coaches kept playing around with my playing time with the other the DBs that they brought in for the freshman squad. And then I think we played like a D2 team, Tiffin or something like that. And I had 3 picks in that game, in the Juco game. And we actually ended up getting invited to another bowl game, and we're playing, I believe, this is when we played my second, we were playing Hutchinson. So that year they had Cordero Patterson. He the number one, obviously, I know on the Falcons, he athlete, played everything in the league right now. He was the number 1 Juco player in the nation. He was going to Tennessee. And I pretty much used that film and my Georgia military film to send out. and that's how I was getting recruited from Del State. And I went there for a ride. I want to say best guys playing from there. We played Cincinnati the year they won Big East in 2012. I had to pick that game. We forced 6 turnovers. That's when they had Travis Kelce, Kimbrell Tompkins. They had the other Robert Abernathy. They were a pretty good team. I'm trying to think who else, some top guys. Lyndon Trail from Norfolk State. It was a lot of HBCU experience. I like those games kind of more than playing like even the Cincinnati, that game was dope. But when we went going down to FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, Hampton, all those games was real live. They playing like Boosie, Gucci Mane, all that in the middle of the game. And then the fans is like, you can smell the food. We walking in at halftime, they over here barbecuing, trying to feed you food. And then it was like, it almost felt like a basketball experience, like in an arena to me, because I know like at North Carolina Central, this is the field, like this is the stands right here, and you on the sideline, they could pretty much touch your helmet. They were smacking our helmets.
Nebraska's like that. So let me ask you guys a question. The whole thing with the HBCUs now, or just in general, if you guys can go back, knowing what you know now from college, would you still go to Syracuse? Would you still or would you go somewhere else?
Me, I love my time. Like I said, I had problems with the head coach. Like these dudes said, my friends, mostly are the dudes I went to school with. A lot of guys I still talk to. A couple guys I grew up with, but the majority of them are the guys I'm college and then, the next level. So I would just allow myself more options. I think.
You said you didn't, because you didn't, like you said before, you didn't really watch football, so you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't really watch sports, period, until I got to college. Like my high school, so we'll play Friday night football, right? So we play that Friday night game. I'll get in the car, drive up to Boston, playing a basketball tournament that week. And we, remember Wayne Turner, Kentucky? I shut him down. But we played Simsbury, beat them, drove up to Boston, played that basketball game same night. So I was doing that like every week. So I don't think I really had time and then I was doing other things too. So
But at the time, the budget
that's probably why I was late to school all the
HBCUs
time.
at their time was sending actually more players out. I felt like, but I still feel like they didn't have the resources. If they did, then easily dominate.
Yeah, no, I had conversations before. Like, if UConn would have been 1A when we was coming out, UConn would have been the best team in the country.
I say it all the time. Like even like with the guy, like my year, you got guys like me, Justice, Jason Manson, George Hoffman Fitch. Like all these guys are all going Big Ten. But Tim Washington, all Edsel had to do was get us together. At Penn State, when I went on my visit at Penn State, 40 guys. 5 committed at the time. After that visit, everybody else commits.
But you gotta remember, he wasn't there when I was there.
Edsel, no, yeah.
And it was one double A. They had one stand on one side.
That's the only now it hurt. Like you said, when we came out, like during that, like I said, maybe I'm biased, but I said that era up until 2000 was probably the best era in Connecticut football. And that's when you had, it wasn't just you had the size, you had the athlete, you had the speed. Yep. Everybody played multiple sports. Everybody did everything. So when you think about all the plays that came out during them years, it's like you think about imagine all them plays. Imagine Jamal Lewis, me, Andrew Pennow, Sean, everybody on one backfield, compete. That's like Miami. Like going to Miami, how they had, you got the white frame.
Ain't y'all beat them?
Didn't
y'all beat them? Y'all beat them, right?
Miami.
Freshman year.
Yeah,
we beat them.
Freshman year.
They had a young squad so all them dudes, Reggie Wayne and them were like freshmen. Yeah, he was a freshman. Santana Moss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, freshman. So we beat them 2 years in a row.
Yeah, my freshman year we beat them down senior year. After that,
Yeah, I seen that one.
It went down. It went down after that year we beat them in the dome. After that, it was like I tell people that 01 Miami team was the best college football team ever.
And Ohio State beat them.
No, they beat
No,
them
not that.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, two.
And they cheated that game. They shouldn't have won.
Yeah, they ain't beat the Ed Reed yet. Yeah, that team was like unbeatable.
So what about you, John? Would you,
I wouldn't change it. We talking about HBC?
or just any different school, like even like the recruiting process, all that, like.
See, for me, my first choice, well, I wouldn't say, it wasn't my first choice, because when I was, Rutgers recruiting in 8th grade, I was going to go to Rutgers to play basketball and football. They gave me the green light until the coach got chopped. So they changed everything around. I'm thinking they're going to honor the same deal that, I had with the coach. They weren't going to give me a scholarship, so that's why I ended up going to Syracuse. So I wouldn't change it, because I wanted to play, I wanted to be in the light. I wanted to be big time light spotlight. Syracuse was always on TV every Saturday. I grew up watching them every Saturday, waiting. So that was my thing. I wanted to be in the spotlight.
Well, if a Prime was there though, like Deion, or if he's a coach.
See,
that's the difference.
Yeah, I'm just going back in my era and that
Gotcha.
time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going off of. Now it's complete that everybody get exposed. Internet.
NIL deals, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's money involved now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still won't be able to compete with the big schools.
You would have had an NIL deal?
Huh?
You would have had an NIL deal?
Back then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean like if now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jordan. I got his golf shoes, might as well give me a deal.
All right, guys, so we're going to wrap this. Again, thank you guys for being on this. And we're going to do this again to get more deep into a lot of different conversations. But again, appreciate you guys.
No.
Yep.